they asked you for the cutlass?
When they came back this morning for the investigation.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they asked if it had a cutlass involved, but the only cutlass it had was the one when he was in the room standing.
Hide.
Yeah, and he hid it under the couch, and I saw the handle, and my mom told me to hide it, so I hide it up on the shed there.
Okay. So the officers asked you for a cutlass?
Yeah, and 1 minute they say.
So do you think that they are trying to make a crime scene now?
Yeah.
Create a crime scene?
Yes, because 1 minute they saying he attacked them with a cutlass when he didn't have it.
But where was the cutlass if they came back after he was in the hospital? Then they come and ask you for a cutlass. Am I right? They ask you for a cutlass, they bring the cutlass. So if he had attacked them with a cutlass, they would have seized the cutlass.
Yeah.
But when he went to the health center and they came back, no cutlass, and then
when I asked him, I said, I want to see the cutlass. No, my husband attacked you with. They said they have it in the Jeep. I said, no, I want to see it. No, and
but all that time he didn't give them the cutlass.
No.
All that time you didn't give them the cutlass. The cutlass was home. So when they came back, what they said that he attacked them with a cutlass.
Yes, and they shoot him.
And they shot him. But
officer.
that time they did not have no cutlass. They came back and asked you for a cutlass. That's what I wanted to hear.
And they were telling me they had a cutlass in the Jeep when they came and told me my husband died, right?
Yeah.
And I insist on a carry.
But they had no cutlass all that time.
Come back and talk to me when
So all that time after that they came back and asked you for the cutlass.
Yes.
Beautiful.
They was asking me for a cutlass to defend themselves because it was their intention to come and make a killing.
Okay, thanks again. You have a green hose?
Yes, look at right here.
You know, you just don't watch them.
No, but where the hose back to me? Now, you'll realize, after that, I took that information and I went back. Come back in Port of Spain, changed my clothes up in town, and decided to head back to Chagonas to really get the next side of the story because I realized something wasn't right. Because I found out from anonymous sources that when the gentleman was shot, the policeman washed down the place with a green hose and then come back in the evening and ask for the cutlass. And the door, if the father attacked, if he came out, and as soon as the policeman knocked the door was open for inside. So he had to go back and then open the door. He couldn't open the door and go out. He had to open the door and come. So the policeman had a good distance away, put down whatever you had on you, shot the guy right there, throw him in the van because something is not right. Somebody put that poor man in place, let me tell you that. Somebody put him in place. Let's continue. So I decided to go back now, put on my casual clothes and go back that Sunday. Go again.
Right
there where it always is and you open the pipe. Then move it. Now what should I move it?
The hose was connected to this right here.
Tell me something. This was a find out something.
Yeah.
When you were shot here,
Yeah.
right? Anybody, and when you came back after?
Yeah, the blood was there and it was full of water. But I tell myself,
Yeah, it was full of water.
Yeah, by the car it was full of water.
It had water anywhere here?
The full of blood here.
And from here it was filled with water. From here was filled with water.
And from here, full with water.
Okay.
But I tell myself,
Yeah.
this valve, but come
Look at
and
the
see
camera.
what. The valve full in the bucket, come and see. The bucket full in. I was telling myself, with that valve, we can look, we have the bucket full in. You come and watch it.
No, because it was brought to my attention that when he was shot, it is alleged that one of the officers used a hose and washed here. Well, I can't really go into detail. That's why I ended up.
You cannot get that, right?
Just so Samantha, because we found that one of the officers washed here after.
The only officer that came back was Officer Moores.
Okay, but was there water here?
Yeah, up to
Like somebody washed down?
Yeah, up to just someone had water and we now sweep it and they say it's smelling fresh.
So you didn't wash down here all the time when I came and I saw the water here?
No, we now wash.
This morning.
We leave the blood for you to come and see. And when you leave, we
So
now
this was
wash.
all the blood, just the spot alone?
Yes, and it was full of water. And when you come, you see water here?
Yeah, because water was all there.
Yeah, but when you leave, I tell them wash it down. And they say all here smelling bad, so they went to my
Because the person said, come. Right. Look at the bucket.
Bucket full.
The bucket full, but it's not overflowing.
No.
You understand?
Why
Why we decided to come back on the crime scene is that during my investigation, I made a couple of calls and whatnot. We realized that when her husband was shot here, when he came out from here, right, a certain individual, anonymous source, called me a while ago and said that earlier on, when it just happened, the person sprayed water to wash down the area. So, I guess it was true because the person said there's a green hose.
We now use it to wash down the pool of
It's only
blood.
then you all wash down the pool of blood.
Yeah, after you came and told us that we thought that was the only blood that was
Is it true when he was shot? Now, I spoke to a police officer. Listen to me. Is it true when he was shot that the police left the crime scene and it is alleged they left the weapon there?
Yes, they left everything and the door open and they opened the two car door.
They opened the two cars.
Yeah, and
Why did they open the two car doors?
We don't know. We don't know.
You take a cutlass from here at this point?
No,
not from there.
Not from there. You hit the cutlass. Hold a second. You hit the cutlass before that.
Yeah, before the whole
Shooting incident, you hit the cutlass. Because what
cutlass
anonymous sources are saying to us that when you were shot here, they fled the scene. And a young man took up a cutlass from here and hit the cutlass away.
My sister, I could tell you, she and my son hide all the cutlass and knife before they came.
So why they ask you for the cutlass? So why they open these two doors in the vehicle?
They open it, we don't know.
They opened it to make
They didn't want us around the cigar. Oh.
Yeah, they run we till we move. These are crime scenes. They open the two doors. They leave the door open and they leave and everything was there. And they tell us go in the back there and stay. They demand us. And before that, my sister and son, they already had all the knife and chop and cutlass. And as the cutlass, she had below the couch and they asked him for it when they come back the second time to do the investigation.
We hit the blades and the cutlass and before the police got involved.
Yeah.
These officers came back.
Two officers
came back and you were at your relative's house.
I was at my aunt.
And what they said?
We asked them what they came back for. They said they came back to ensure that something was done right. And we asked them.
I was coming behind them and they run me and they said get back in there. And I said no, you can't go by my house without me. And they run me. I don't know why that water end up here.
They clean up the evidence that they murdered my father. They clean it up to make we think it's only they had blood.
So why would they come back on the crime scene and making sure when you are at your relative's house to make sure that something is not right here because she's saying that the police came back here and there was nobody here at that time. It just happened and said that they were going to organize something to ensure something was done right and didn't even want her to come at the house. You understand?
They told us to remain in front. I told them no, I want to come. Why they coming in the back here without me?
Okay. So you were saying that they prepared the crime scene to make sure that, and then they asked for the cutlass.
Yeah,
well, this morning they asked for the cutlass and I told him, I said, why didn't
the cutlass had any blood, the cutlass had anything?
No, the cutlass had nothing to do with
I
it.
asked him, I tell him, I said, why you give the cutlass for? He didn't even
Cutlass
tell
had
me.
nothing to do with it. It's
It's
right after he left
Or
with
what
his
about some
car.
hatchet or something?
Well, they take it and they gone with it.
That is what they took up to use to try to break down the door.
Oh! So they use. So where was the hatchet normally kept?
The hatchet was
Across
kept
there.
across.
When they come,
Across there?
when they lie down there.
Right, and they came back here. And this is where they started the pump.
Yeah. They took it up and they started to dig up the door.
cuts on the door.
Okay.
And apparently
Yeah.
when he heard bang and he came to open the door, when he come and open the door, that's when they shoot him.
Shots here.
That's what they used to, apparently they wanted to break down the door without even calling, because we didn't even hear them calling
There
when
was
they come and
all
they
was
called.
iron knocking.
Yeah, all they hear was iron knocking. Next minute, shots fired.
And then when we run, is that the van reach already, they throw the man in the thing and they watch.
speed
They didn't pass on the road, they look at the speed.
They went over.
They went over the hump. They didn't go through.
So they reversed the van as far as here where they could get him enough.
So they didn't stay on the main road, they didn't stay on the
You
road.
have to go all the way to the boat. They just went across straight. They could see they
If
went
you
over
notice where the track is, watch, the track they go straight by the
So when
trail.
they shot.
And I ran behind them begging them
Yes,
to stop.
you can see,
Tell me what
they
went
reverse.
on.
They didn't go so. They just reverse the van, so take up the man, drag him, whatever they do, I don't know, and put him in the van and they rail up. So and my daughter was running behind the van. We couldn't reach.
What you are seeing here, ladies and gentlemen, is a picture of the hatchet. Just take off this CG bit just for a sec, right? That is what. Now, just go back to the hatchet, please. Just put it, just freeze frame it for me. This is Kamal Ramdial, the gentleman who was murdered by police officers. Look at the hatchet there. Do you know, now, they used that to hit, to mash up the door. When the guy came, there was no cutlass or anything. They fled the scene with the guy, telling the wife the cutlass is in the van, but came back the next morning for the cutlass, then held his son for 2 hours, who had put the cutlass away even prior to all this happening, to safeguard his family. So isn't that something is wrong? They are going to cover up this, I know, but I'm calling on Commissioner Dwayne Gibbs to get to the bottom of it. This is Kamal Ramdial, the gentleman from Milton Village, Couva, who was shot by police officers. Go again. Here, standing in front of the, this is the, apparently this was an investigating police officer.